Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. It's a nice rainy day here in Utah today, so I thought I'd hang out in the garage and make a little video about this everyday carry bag that I put together for my pickup. First, let me say I'm not sponsored by any of these products. This is just something that I've kind of put together a couple of years ago, and I keep it in the pickup kind of at all times, just ready to go. I wanted something small and compact and that I could fit underneath the back seat of the pickup. There's obviously a ton of items that you can put into your everyday carry or your emergency preparedness kits to have in your vehicles. My goal with this was to keep it small, compact, able to put it underneath the back seat and just kind of forget about it until I actually need to use it. We'll start with the bag itself. This is just something that I got off of Amazon. It's really nice. It has side pockets on it, a pocket in the front, and then a big storage compartment inside with pockets up on top. I'll show you all the insides in just a little bit. The bottom of the bag has these foot pegs on it that are studded just so that there's some friction there, that it's not sliding around. It's never moved on me, even when I'm off-roading or doing anything. You just stick it under the back seat and just kind of forget about it. In this first side pocket here, I wanted to put stuff that I could have easy access to get quickly without having to open up the bag or take it out from underneath the seat. So a couple screwdrivers, a flathead, and a Phillips head. These are the Stanley Fat Max. These fat grips are really ergonomical, fit well in your hand. Just all around good screwdrivers. This is just a cheap little kit full of metric wrenches that I have. This actually came with one of the little mini bikes that I bought, but it's small, compact. Each side, it's double-sided, so don't need really expensive tools to put in here. I obviously have a ton of tools and ratcheting wrenches and all that stuff, but this just works well to fit inside this little bag. So there's the first side pocket. We'll just kind of store in there like that. Velcro's down. This other side pocket, toilet paper, always a good thing to have. This is nice because it just has that little small plastic container. You can rip out a few sheets. It works fine just for that. I keep a compass in here just in case you were to get, you had to leave your vehicle for any reason. Being able to keep your bearings straight is a good idea. This is a bright USB LED flashlight. Works really well. You just pull it up and charge it, but it holds a charge. I hardly ever have to do anything with this. Works really well there. Then I also keep a life straw in here. I didn't want to keep bottled water, and especially if it's sitting in the heat, just because the plastic releases phthalates, and so I didn't want to deal with that. Life straw, if you can get access to any type of water source, then you can at least drink filtered water. I always have water bottles in the pickup with me, like metal containers and stuff, so if I could find a river or lake, then I could at least scoop up some water and be able to drink through a straw. Out here in the front, I just keep a little carabiner on there. This actually has a bottle opener on it as well. If you never know when a carabiner is going to come in handy. This is a pretty cool little device. It's called an inflator. All you do is turn that on, set it to the PSI that you want, and then it'll inflate your tires. I've had to use this on the dirt bikes, regular bikes, even on the pickup, and it actually works really well for being small and compact. If you were running a little bit low or getting a flat tire, at least you could inflate the tire and get out of a tough situation. So this is something really handy to keep on hand. I have a lot of like USB rechargeable things in here. Basically, I just pull them out every few months and charge everything back up and then put it back into the bag. So those are all the things on the exterior pockets that I have quick access to. I can reach in underneath the seat and just grab things without having to take the whole bag out. Inside the main compartments here, we have these mesh zippered pockets up top, and then two big compartments down in there with a Velcro liner to them. So we'll start up here in this top mesh pocket. Electrical tape, just in case you need to do some wiring, fix something real quick. It's good to have a little electrical tape on hand. These are road flares. You can also use them as a fire starter or as a signal rescue. Always good to have something like this on hand. We've got 2 glow sticks in here, the 12-hour glow sticks. These are really bright, really easy to use. Snap them, throw them out on the road. Put them really anywhere. Just give yourself another light source. I'll put all this stuff back in a little bit. I keep a Leatherman in here. I can't think of a time that I haven't seen my dad without carrying his Leatherman. They're just so useful for any kind of projects or any situation that you might run into. Wire stripper if you needed, redo some wiring real quick. Pair of pliers. You got knives. You've got saws, files, screwdriver, saw, all kinds of things on here. So Leatherman always is a good tool to keep on hand just for really any situation. Over here in this other pocket, I keep some waterproof matches. These are the extra long burning matches that are waterproof, so you can see how long those are, and it's in a sealed waterproof container. You really never know what situation you might end up in. I think about what happened in Texas a couple years ago with those ice storms, and people were freezing to death in their cars because they couldn't get home, and they were just commuting on their way home from work and ended up stuck on the freeways. You really never know what situation you're going to be in, so just being as prepared as possible with a few essential items can make a big difference between survival or not. So matches, always a good thing to have in case your matches get wet or not working. I also keep a little plasma lighter in here. This is cool. This is another USB chargeable thing. I don't know if you can see that, but it just creates a little plasma beam that you can use to light paper or something on fire to at least get a fire started. Good thing to keep on hand. Step out. I always keep some type of protein bar on hand. You never know when you're going to want an extra little food source, and this can be the difference between you and not eating for a few days. Keeping a few protein bars on hand. Rain poncho. You don't want to change a tire out in the freezing rain, getting soaking wet, or having to travel in the rain. So keeping a poncho on hand, just a waterproof layer, is important. This is a little safety vest. This works well if you have to get out, change a tire on the side of the road, or if you're walking on the side of the road. It's reflective, people will see you with their headlights. Just an extra layer of protection there. So that's it for the 2 top pockets. We'll work our way down through the inside now. This is something I think everybody should have. It's actually really cool. This was a gift, but you can find these in a lot of places now. So this is a big battery bank, but what this does is turn that on, and you can actually start your car battery. You can jump start your car battery. I've used this and it actually works fairly well. You just plug that into the side there, starts lighting up. I think if I remember right, you just connect these until it turns green, and then you can try to turn over the battery. Sometimes you have to let it sit there, and I've noticed that I had to disconnect it and then reconnect it a few times before it worked, but I started a car battery that was completely dead just off of this little battery bank. So if you're in a tough situation, or if you're out overlanding or in the backcountry and your vehicle won't start, that can be a lifesaver right there. So in this little pouch, I just keep some extra battery banks. I pull these out and recharge them every once in a while as well. Keeping battery packs on hand to charge your phone or your electronics is huge. So it can't ever hurt to have too many of those. Tow rope. This is a heavy duty one. I believe it's a 10,000 pound rating. Yeah, 10,000 pound. 5,000 pound vehicle limit on this one. Folds up really nice. This last winter we were up at our cabin, there was a big snowstorm, and I had to pull a few people out with this. Just always having it on hand. you never know what situation you're going to run into. So I was able to pull a couple people out just with having this in the back seat. You might even have somebody pull you out just because you have this sitting there. So this is a little medic kit. My brother is an Army medic, so I actually had him make me this little medic bag. And it is just, he kind of just put all kinds of medical supplies in here, mainly bandages, different types of tape, bandage materials. There's some splints and stuff in here as well. I'm not going to go through all of this. Scissors. And having a first aid kit in the backcountry is crucial. So just keep one on your vehicle. Like I said, you never know what type of situation you're going to be in, an accident yourself, or you might come upon an accident. Just having this ready to go can mean the difference between saving somebody or not. So always keep some zip ties in here. These are extra strong zip ties, and a bunch of them. I've put a lot of things back together with zip ties, so keeping a bunch of these on hand is important. Also, duct tape. You can literally fix anything with duct tape, so this is another big one. This is an emergency blanket. It can also act as a big tarp. It's kind of heavier duty than your normal just like emergency tinfoil blanket. It still does have that, I don't want to unfold it because it's kind of annoying, but it still does have that heat layer in there. But if you keep one of these in your vehicle, I mean, worst case scenario, you lose power, can't get moving, go anywhere, you can at least wrap up in an emergency blanket. I especially like this one because it's extra thick. I keep a little ratchet set in here, just some extra tools. It's nice when I go out dirt biking or something. If I have to fix anything, I just have all these tools in the pickup with me. Just another thing that I don't have to worry about. I just always keep in the truck. Pair of gloves. Keeping your hands warm or clean and dry is really nice if you have to get outside and change a tire or do something. So a pair of gloves is always nice to have. Set of jumper cables in case you need to have somebody else jump you, or you want to jump somebody else without using that little battery pack. Just keeping jumper cables is a good idea. This is a little shovel. Obviously very small. If you're going to be going out camping, or want to put a bigger shovel on the side of your rig, probably a good idea. But worst case scenario, you can dig yourself out of a crappy situation with this. It also has this little piece right here that you can use as a hammer, but it's always a good idea to keep a shovel on hand. Again, the whole purpose of this bag is being as small and compact as possible. So this gives me at least a tool that I can use, that I can fit small inside this bag, and this is made by Gerber. And then the last big thing in here is just this little hatchet. It's got a blade protector on there. This is made by Gerber as well. If you just need a little hatchet, you're chopping up some firewood, making some kindling, or worst case scenario, there's a tree branch that's fallen across the road that you can't get by. You may take a while, but you could at least get through it. So just another tool to add to the bag, just for whatever situation you might end up in. Oh, and then this is one last little battery that I have. This is solar rechargeable, so you can set this out, sun will charge it, and then you can use this to charge your batteries and whatnot. So just another little helpful device there for you. For as small as this bag is, I feel like I can fit a lot of really useful tools in there. I've had to use a lot of these items when I'm going out in the truck or out camping, so it's nice to always just have these things on hand and not have to worry about it. I think it's always best to be prepared for whatever situation that you're going into, and you really never know what might happen. Like I said, just a simple drive home can turn into a really rough situation pretty quickly. I'll do my best to link all of these items down in the description. Like I said, it's been a couple of years since I put this together, so I'll try to find items as similar as possible to these things. If you can think of anything that I forgot to add to the bag, or anything that you might put in your own everyday carry bag, please comment below. I just think this is something that everybody should take a little bit of time and put together just to have on hand in their vehicle. I'm gonna put one together for my wife. She's got a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I'll have to see if it fits underneath her back seat. Otherwise, we'll just put it in the trunk of her car and just keep it there. And that's really the thing, is this is a small compact bag that can fit in really the back seat of anybody's car or in their trunk. Even if you don't have a big pickup, this is something that you can fit inside of your vehicle with relative ease. And then if you need to move it, you know, it's not too heavy, you can get it out of the way. Again, the whole purpose of this bag is to be small and compact as possible. There's so many cool gadgets and gear ideas that you can put together, but all the other videos that I saw was really so much gear, like it took up a lot of space. This is something small, compact, that you can just put on the back seat, forget about until you actually need to use it. And you'll be surprised when you have these things in there, really how much you might need to use them. I've used this kit quite a bit and it's really come in handy. So appreciate you guys for stopping by. Please consider subscribing for the next video. Until then, take it easy, guys. We'll see ya.